Hi YouTube, Greg back with another video for you. So this one is going to be my top 10 summer fragrances for 2013. On any of these type of videos I do, I'm only going to do them featuring products where I actually have the bottle. I've got tons of decants and samples, I don't want to feature those in the videos. The only time I might is if I've got a really nice 50ml split on a good fragrance, so I might include that. So let's dive straight into this one. The list is my own personal list, totally subjective. And obviously it's only fragrances that are in my collection. So first of all, two honourable mentions. First one you can see here, this is 360 Degrees Red by Ellis. So this one is a cheaper, better, longer lasting version of Acqua di Gio, in my opinion anyway. It's like Acqua di Gio with added spice and added kick. They are very similar, I just prefer this one, and it's a cheapie. As I said, I think I paid £20 for this 100ml bottle. So yeah, that's my first honourable mention, Ellis 360 Degrees Red. Second honourable mention, Creed's Irolfa. This one's a recent purchase for me. Not a hyped fragrance from the Creed house, one of the sleeper fragrances I'd say, but I actually think it's really good and deserves a bit more love than it gets. If you see any reviews or descriptions on this, people tend to say it smells like fresh sea air or a salty sea breeze, and I agree with that. That is how it smells. It's a really lovely fresh summer fragrance. It's got citrus in there, bergamot, herbs in there. It's got your usual Creed ambergris. Inconsistent longevity, not much of a surprise. I go 5 or 6 sprays on this, and Creed sprays are pretty big, and I always carry an atomizer whenever I wear this, but I like it, so I put up with it. So there you go, second honourable mention. So onto the list. Number 10. So this one is one that you don't really see much hype about, it doesn't really get much love, but I think it's great. It's from the house of Rocha. It's not Rocha's Man, it is their 1993 release, Eau de Rocha Homme. Quite a plain bottle, the back's got some nice sort of detail on. So this is basically a lemon bomb. It's got quite a complex list of notes in here, but it's dominated throughout by lemon. You get amber and musk in the dry down, but the lemon's still there. Very classy one this. It's quite mature, I would say. Under the radar, but if you look on base notes, it's actually got 100% positive reviews. And it's number 51 on base notes top all-time list of men's fragrances. So it does have some love. It's just not really seen on YouTube much. So that is my number 10. It's Eau de Rocha Homme. So on to number 9. This is another one that you won't really see on many lists, I don't think. It's quite a bit of an under the radar fragrance, but I think it's great. It's from the house of Mont Blanc, and it's called Mont Blanc Presence. Now I think this house is underrated generally. I think they have some good fragrances. This is one of the ones that usually you don't hear about from that house, but as I say, generally the house doesn't get much love. This one I get from this is cinnamon, and it's ginger, and it's like a spicy apple. And it dries down really nice. It's got amber in the dry down and some subtle musk. Performance is really good as well on this, lasts all day for me. I don't think this should ever be a bargain bin fragrance, but it is, certainly in the UK. You can pick this up for 50ml for about £20 in most department stores. It's always reduced. If you want to see a bit more on this, Alex over at Masters at Style did a really good review on this, and I think Brad's also done a review on this one as well. There's not many around. If anyone else has done one and I haven't mentioned you, please forgive me. But yeah, check it out, really nice one. That's Mont Blanc Presence. So on to number 8. So this one is kind of the least hyped, or I would say probably the least love in this range. But I think it's the best of all the flankers and better than the original. And it's from Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is L'Homme Libre. Now, this one is spicy green ozonic fragrance. I get pink pepper out of this, I get bergamot, and I get patchouli. Really fresh, clean summer scent. Definitely worth a try. So that's number 8, L'Homme Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. Number 7. So this one is a flanker to an all-time classic, and flanker to one of, if not my favourite fragrances of all time. And this one is Aqua Fahrenheit by Dior. Now, I don't like the first 15 minutes of this. You do get hit by a whole ton of notes, and it is quite overpowering. It opens up with a blast of grapefruit, and that's not too bad, but you also get lots of other stuff in there. You get violet and petroleum, similar petroleum note that you get in the original. I love the original, and I really, really like this. I also get leather in here and I get mint in here. It lasts a long time for me, probably 8 to 10 hours, and it projects really well as well. So that's number 7, which is Jaws Aqua Fahrenheit. On to number 6. So this one is a woody floral musk, and it's dubbed as the king of fresh cut grass fragrances, which should give it away. Carolina Herrera's 212 for men. So you get lavender in here, green notes, grapefruit, bergamot, violet. I get sandalwood and musk in here as well. Excellent projection and staying power. One of my fragrances of choice for a night out, if I go to the pub or out clubbing, which I don't very much anymore. This is one of the ones I'd probably wear, and it has been for 10 years. Really, really nice fragrance. And it's getting quite a lot of love recently, which is good to see. So number 6 is Carolina Herrera's 212 for men. Number 5. This one's a hidden gem, in my opinion. I'd never heard of this until I saw a review that Coach Rob did. And I went straight online, bought it blind, and wasn't disappointed. It is Bergamotto Merino by Gianfranco Ferrer. So it's an eau de cologne concentration, but don't let that put you off. It lasts fine. It's just like an EDT as far as I'm concerned. Similar sort of style to Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford. This one's got some blackcurrant in there. It's got some melon, lovely florals. The dominant note though throughout is Neroli. And if you do like Neroli Portofino, or if you like 4711, the original by Mora and Wirtz, you may well like this. It's worth a try. It's a cheapie. Can't remember what I paid, about £15 for this bottle, and it's you can see the size, 1.7 fluid ounce. So yeah, that is number 5, which is Bergamotto Merino by Gianfranco Ferrer. Number 4. Now this is one that gets compared to another fragrance an awful lot. The two fragrances are similar, and especially in the first 20 minutes, but there's some distinct differences for me. And the fragrance that I'm featuring and that gets into the list is Creed's original Vetiver. The one that it's compared to, as most of you know, is this one, Mugler Cologne by Thierry Mugler. So, as I say, they are similar, but there are differences. I mean, original Vetiver, it's a lovely, it's citrus scent. It's got some florals in there. It's soapy, fresh out of the shower sort of smell. It transitions, it changes, whereas the Mugler Cologne one's quite linear. I get vetiver out of this. A lot of people say that they don't, but I definitely do. It's not an earthy type of vetiver. It's more subtle than that, but it's definitely there. It performs a little bit better than Mugler Cologne as well for me. If I was going to choose one, I'd definitely pick this. If I was a few years ago and beginning, then I would buy the Mugler Cologne one. It's £30, whereas this one, even the best price you'll find is £100 probably for this online. 180 for the 120ml one. This is actually the 75ml if you buy retail. So are they different enough to own them both? For me, yes they are. A couple of years ago, no they wouldn't be. So don't splash out on this one. See if you like Mugler Cologne first if you're just beginning. So that one is my number 4, which is original Vetiver. Number 3, and this one is pretty much on everyone's list, and in my opinion it's one of the best made designer fragrances ever. This one is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So the main note throughout this one is Sicilian lemon, which, now I've got a lot of fragrances and smell a ton of fragrances that have lemon in, but one thing you notice, and I certainly notice as I learn more about fragrances, is how there's so many different types of a certain smell or ingredients. And the Sicilian lemon in here just smells better than any other lemon that I've smelt in a fragrance. It's very smooth and it's sweet. That blends really well with the pink pepper and the bergamot that's in this fragrance. You've probably heard this compared to lemon cream pie, and that's a pretty good description. As it transitions, you pick up tonka and vanilla, but you never lose that fantastic lemon that's in there. This is my number 1 choice for a night out. I like 212 as I said, but this is my favourite night out fragrance and masterpiece, this one. Number 3 is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. So we're getting there, we're nearly there. Number 2, this one is a citrus marine fragrance. Generally people say this one has a watermelon smell, which should be a giveaway. Millesime Imperial by Creed. So this is fruit, sea salt, a bit musky, absolutely beautiful. It could do lasting a bit longer for me. but it's so good that I don't mind. I carry an atomizer with this. Definitely in my top 10 list of all time, this one. Absolutely superb. Lots has been said about this, tons of reviews. If you want to find out more on YouTube, go and have a look at those. Number 2, Creed's Millesime Imperial. So, the winner. Now this one's actually probably in my top 3 fragrances of all time, whether it's niche, designer, any season. Absolutely fantastic. This fragrance has the best tea note I've ever smelt in any fragrance. It's not overdone, it's just perfect. And my number 1 is Gucci Pour Homme 2. Perhaps not the most associated with summer, but definitely spring, summer, certainly in the UK, which doesn't get really hot. I mean, we're in June now, and I've still had my central heating on until about a week ago, so definitely can get away with this for summer. So as I said, it's got a tea note in there, which is fantastic. Really nice bottle, which is similar to the original Gucci Pour Homme. Opens up with some violet leaf and some bergamot in there. There's some pimento in the mid, which it gives it a nice spice. There's cinnamon in there. The tea note is the dominant throughout. I mean, the fragrance doesn't change much. There is a bit of myrrh in the base, which gives it a bit of bitterness, which contrasts with some of the sweeter notes, but it doesn't change that much. But overall, it's a great fragrance, one that I'll always have in my collection. So there you go, guys, that's my top 10 summer list for 2013. Thanks ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. The next video I do will probably be my starting lineup video. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe and rate, etc, etc. Thanks very much again, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.